And my folks lived at 818 South 33rd Street. And when I was 6 months old, we moved to 3014 South 34th Street. That is the house where I lived until we were married. I was 6 months old when I moved there, and I lived there until I was 21 years old and got married. I went from kindergarten through 8th grade at Windsor School, and I was, in those days, I was a midterm student. In other words, I started in January because my birthday was in March. And consequently, I was graduating from my director.
Yeah, I know.
I graduated from the 8th grade and supposedly in January. Everybody in my class either went to Technical High or South High, which was on a trimester thing. So I was going to be the only one left at Windsor School.
Because you were slower than the rest of them?
Yeah. I was the only one left at Windsor School
Oh.
in November, and classes didn't start at Central High School until January.
Oh.
So I went to Tech High.
I never knew that.
I went to
I
Tech
never
High from November until the middle of January, and then I transferred to Central High School.
knew. Right.
And all my friends were half a grade ahead of me. And so I took extra subjects 1 year, and I graduated from Central High School in 3.5 years in 1939. And I went over to visit my grandmother in Newton, Iowa. And while I was there, I got a call from my folks, and they had a temporary job for me at the telephone company, Northwestern Bell in Omaha. So I came back from Newton, and I worked that whole summer on a temporary job at the telephone company. And by the time that was completed, there was an opening in the service department, service bureau of the telephone company. So I went to work full-time for Northwestern Bell. And I was in that department for 2 years, and then I transferred down to the plant department with Northwestern Bell. I worked there till October of 1943, which was after we were married. I met.
Now, did your dad work?
What?
Was your dad working at
Yes,
Northwestern?
my dad was working there then too.
At
He
the
was in
time.
the plant department also.
What did he do?
And
What was his job?
he was in charge of
Safety.
the blueprints in the plant engineering department at that time. Anyhow, I hope you're recording this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need a director over here.
Well, should we remove this,
Yeah,
this
maybe
nuisance
not
from
on
the
the
road?
Anyhow, that worked out.
By the way, she's making reference to her love of 50 years.
Yeah.
I gotta hear this.
You asked me if Dad he would work at the telephone company, and he worked at the telephone company after I quit. I mean, when did he retire? Do you remember, Mike?
It's about 1947 or so, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Which is a whole nother story.
And he worked there his whole lifetime, hasn't he?
Yes, he worked there for 46 years.
46 years.
I was Northwestern Bell. We had, when I was a freshman in high school, gone down one Sunday to Oregon, Missouri to look up some of my father's relatives. And we went into this cafe, and there was an older lady in there. And we asked her if she knew anything about the Price girls that used to live in Oregon, to visit India Price, a cousin. And, so that's why he was down there trying to look it up. And I don't know what that relationship was. But anyhow, we ended up then on the farm north of Mound City, and they had a daughter my age, and we hit it off right now, Mary Ann. And so consequently, all through high school and after I first started working, I used to go down there and spend, well, during high school I spent 2 or 3 weeks in the summertime, and after I started working I'd go down for the weekend to be with Mary Ann. And it just so happens that